Day. Now, your local news.
Coming up now on News 12 Nightside, the Chattanooga Police Department is once again cracking down on gambling and illegal liquor sales. The White House is braced for more criticism as the president's tape deposition is released tomorrow morning. And the long ride commemorating the Trail of Tears has ended in Alabama. Those stories and more next on News 12 Nightside.
This is News 12 Nightside.
And it appears to be quite a bit of it on this street. Today. Won't be tomorrow, if I can help it.
Lunch pays off for Chattanooga police. They're continuing to target gambling and illegal liquor sales along MLK Boulevard. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for News 12 Nightside. I'm Bill Mitchell, and then our top story tonight, going after illegal gambling. A Chattanooga businessman faces charges in connection with illegal gambling and selling liquor without a license. His is the third business police have targeted along MLK Boulevard in just 2 weeks, but it will not be the last. Friday morning, police raided the Oasis confectionery and found more than $1,000 in cash, several tipboard gaming devices, a dozen cases of beer, and a notebook with customers' names and numbers in it. This was the second time police have raided the store. But as News 12 Scarlett Travis reports, police have turned the tables on another suspected illegal gambling establishment just down the street.
Everything was in plain view, and it just went from there.
Long before blue laws allow businesses to open, police spot several people leaving what they think to be a good time house. They play out their hunch and hit the jackpot at RL Confectionery on Martin Luther King Boulevard.
We didn't know for sure whether they had a beer license or not, but we knew that if they were open with people going in and out, we were going to check and see. Well, they don't have a beer license, they don't have a liquor license, they've got both stocked in here. And they had all their tables set up selling their tips.
Inside, 3 men lost the draw. Signs of illegal gambling and liquor sales were everywhere. Police confiscated boxes filled with tip boards and almost $1,000. A cooler and refrigerator were fully stocked with alcohol, evidence, they say, of a bigger problem.
It's a rather large one. We hit it really early, so we probably didn't get the full amount of tips today that the general business that they do here.
Police say this is the third time they've confiscated gambling materials from businesses along MLK in just 2 weeks. Will they be back? You bet.
I told the owner in here a while ago, I said, you reopen, you stock this stuff back up, we will be back. We will get you again.
The gambling problem is always ongoing in Chattanooga. It's just something that's a fact of life, and it's just like any other problem. We just try to control it best we can.
They'll be playing the numbers, too, using increased police presence to tip the tables on illegal gambling. Scarlett Travis, News 12.
The owner, Jesse Smith, and 2 customers are charged with possession of gambling devices. Jesse Smith is also charged with keeping liquor for resale. Police are warning that second offenses will be treated as felonies. Breaking story tonight, Chattanooga police have taken a suspect into custody for a shooting tonight off Emma K. Drive. The victim was shot in the head while in the 2000 block of Emma K. Police say that he managed to make it to a relative's house to summon help. The suspect was caught a few blocks away. We'll keep you updated on that story as the more information becomes available. Police have arrested a Chattanooga man for the stabbing death of 26-year-old Langdon Robinson yesterday. The stabbing occurred in the 900 block of 39th Street in the Alton Park community. Police charged Tommy Lee Hutchison with murder, stabbing Robinson in the head with a screwdriver early Saturday morning. Police say Robinson was chasing the suspect who had jumped off Robinson's porch. Hutchison allegedly pulled a screwdriver out of his pocket and plunged it into Robinson's temple.
The victim challenged the suspect, and at some point a fight broke out. The suspect pulled out a screwdriver and stabbed the victim in the head. He suffered massive brain injury and died last night.
A house fire that broke out before noon today in Dalton left substantial damage to the inside of that structure. It only took firefighters a few minutes to put out the blaze at 2519 Underwood Road on the east side of Dalton. Authorities say everyone in the house escaped unharmed. The cause is still under investigation. 2 people remain in critical condition tonight in Erlanger's intensive care unit after being hit by a van early this morning. 41-year-old David Milner and his 32-year-old wife Stacy had just left Bud's of Brainerd on Lee Highway about 12:30 a.m. when they were run down by an oncoming van as they were crossing the roadway. The two were either knocked or dragged at least 70 feet after the collision. Witnesses say the van then backed up, drove around the victims, and then sped away. Police found that van later abandoned at a downtown parking lot. Let's go to the weather forecast center right now. Check in with Dana to see if we're going to get any of that rain we've been hearing about.
Well, good news, because we are getting a little bit of rain right now. Just a trace has fallen so far, but a little bit is expected throughout the evening hours and into tomorrow. Let's go ahead and take a look at pinpoint radar, and I can show you what's been happening this evening. I took a time lapse of what's fallen from earlier today, and it started raining, about 8:30, 9 o'clock around here in the city, but it was raining pretty hard over in the eastern portions of the viewing area and down in, say, around Scottsboro and Fort Payne in North Alabama. They got some pretty good storms over there, but otherwise we're all just getting a trace of rain. Some light rain is falling, and as for your forecast tomorrow, we do have a chance for some more rain throughout the morning hours and into the daytime, with temperatures only getting up to around 81 for a high tomorrow. And I'll let you know what the weather's going to look like for the rest of the week. It's going to be nice coming up.
All right, Dana, thanks. To the victor goes the spoils, or at least the damages that may follow a big victory. A boisterous crowd of UT fans swarmed onto the field Saturday night after the Vols defeated the Gators in overtime. The goalposts came down, fences were trampled into the ground, hunks of sod were torn out of the field. Cleanup crews today began the long job of picking up the leftover trash, Neyland Stadium, and repairing the damage, but they really didn't seem to mind all that much. You've heard the phrase, "No one is perfect," or "we're only human." At Chattanooga's Creative Discovery Museum, a new program is not only teaching children that, but it also involves them in the process. And News 12's Mike Chambers has the story.
Perhaps it is a creative way to teach children that everyone is not perfect. Some of us do not see and must feel our way through the world. Some of us do not hear and must communicate through sight. Some do not walk, but still get around. But children do realize people are people.
They are very open to coming up and saying, "Why are you in a wheelchair?" Whereas we as adults tend to pull them away, and that just creates more of a mystique.
Promoters hope to break that cycle with Kids Like You, Kids Like Me, a program that gives youngsters a chance to walk in the moccasins of the disabled.
Everything from going through a wheelchair obstacle course to seeing eye dogs and how they're trained.
Children can see why dyslexics have trouble signing their name, or how some pets give sight to one master and hearing to another, and how, regardless of the disabilities, we all learn to adapt. Take pottery artist Sandy Booher. She sees very little, but creates nonetheless.
What do you make? What do I make? Anything that's round. And when I get bored with that, a lot of times I'll take them off the wheel and paddle and make them square.
Or put another way, when given a lemon in life, learn a way to squeeze it and have lemonade. In Chattanooga, Mike Chambers, WDEF News.
And you can visit the Kids Like You display at the Creative Discovery Museum throughout this week. We have more for you just ahead right here on News 12 Nightside. President Clinton and the White House are braced for yet another day of potentially embarrassing revelations tomorrow. His taped deposition will be released. A tragic fire in Texas where residents of a home for the elderly could not escape. We'll have details next.
Paul Coverdell has already done more to improve education in America than many senators do in a lifetime.
The overall goal is to make sure 95 cents of every dollar the federal government spends on education goes straight to the classroom.
Paul's plan emphasizes local control. We have some great ideas here on how to improve education and save money. Coverdell gets it. His plan could actually save public education.
More and more Chattanoogans are adopting healthier lifestyles. At your Chattanooga area Walmart stores, our pharmacy department is working to help keep you healthy. Walmart pharmacists are always available, so you can speak with a friendly, knowledgeable professional about your needs, dispensing prescriptions accurately, honoring most third-party insurance, offering convenience at everyday low prices. Always Walmart Pharmacy Department, because you deserve a healthy dose of convenience.
Arby's announces new daily specials. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, get 69-cent regular roast beef sandwiches. That's right, 69-cent roast beef sandwiches, Sunday through Tuesday at Arby's.
There's a reason why the best-selling cars and trucks in America are Fords. There's a reason why Ford's maintained this leadership position for up to 12 straight years. The reason, your local Ford dealer. These are the final days of Ford's factory-authorized clearance. Get low 1.9 financing on Ford F-Series. That's 1.9 APR for the full-size pickups that continue to outsell Chevy and every other truck in America. That's the reason you should see your local Ford dealer. The final days of Ford's factory-authorized clearance. Hurry.
Get ready for one hot country night with US 101 and the 32nd Annual CMA Awards, Wednesday, September 23rd. The crew from US 101 will preview their picks for the top award at 5:30. Then at 7, join David Hughes, Dex, Bearman, and Ken Higgs live from Nashville as they bring you the glitz, the glamour, and the stars of country music's biggest night. And stay tuned at 8 o'clock for the 32nd Annual CMA Awards. It's gonna be one hot country night with US 101. Brought to you in part by Chasetail and Walmart.
Clock is counting down on the much-anticipated release tomorrow morning of the president's videotaped grand jury testimony in the Monica Lewinsky case. There are now some calls for him to testify before Congress. Jonathan Freed has that story.
The president and first lady were projecting a normal Sunday routine, even with Mr. Clinton's videotaped grand jury testimony set to flash across the country's television screens starting tomorrow morning. But the small screen was still busy today, as all sides rushed out onto the Sunday talk show circuit, pushing their latest political spin in the Monica Lewinsky controversy. Respected Democratic Senator John Kerry called for Mr. Clinton to come to Capitol Hill and tell all as a way of speeding the process to a conclusion, one way or the other.
The President of the United States should go before the Judiciary Committee soon, this week, next week after, under oath, testify, and then let the Judiciary Committee make up its mind here.
The White House has been concerned that the video will show a president who is at times angry, defiant, and evasive under the questioning of special prosecutors.
I think once people have a chance to see that, they are going to wonder about the judgment of the people who voted to release that information.
The House Judiciary Committee had also voted to release some 2,800 pages of backup material to independent counsel Kenneth Starr's report, including more sexually explicit testimony by Lewinsky. The Republicans were defending the decision to make it all public.
I believe that when both of these streams of information have been made available, the Starr report and the president's videotaped testimony, there will be a basis for the American people to come to a conclusion.
A CBS News poll suggests that just over half of all Americans plan to watch the testimony, but that more than 2/3 believe it's not necessary to make the video public. As the testimony goes to air tomorrow, the president will not be in Washington. He'll be in New York, addressing the General Assembly of the United Nations. Jonathan Freed, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And of course, CBS and News 12 will be bringing you that story tomorrow morning as it unfolds. Meanwhile, residents of the tri-state area join the rest of the country in pondering the fate of the president, especially after the release of the grand jury testimony tomorrow. We asked a few people today how they feel.
I don't think that it's for the public to see. His personal life and his private life should be kept personal for him. I don't think he should have lied under oath and lied to the grand jury, but I think his personal life should stay at home. I think that it's fine if that's what they chose to do. I believe he gave up his privacy when he became the President of the United States.
As far as the tape being released, though, I think really people are just going to have to decide if they want to see it or not. I keep going back and forth about whether or not I want him impeached.
I think, in my opinion, I think he should resign. I mean, I think at this point he's humiliated himself. I think he's humiliated our country.
Join us for more coverage of that story starting tomorrow morning. An early morning fire at a home for elderly people has left one person dead and 5 others injured. That story from San Antonio leads off our news around the nation tonight. The dead person is identified as a 91-year-old woman. At least 3 other victims are in critical condition tonight. Fire investigators think a cigarette may have sparked the blaze. They're also looking into some possible code violations, including a garage filled to the ceiling with personal belongings, burglar bars, and a stove that was blocking one of the windows. In Fresno, California, police and family members are looking for a missing pregnant woman. Margarita Flores has been missing since Monday, the same day a woman apparently lured her from her home with the promise of baby furniture and diapers. Flores is 8.5 months pregnant. She has high blood pressure and suffers from cancer and diabetes. Police believe the kidnappers wanted to sell Flores' baby. They do have a prime suspect in custody tonight who is not talking to detectives. Here in the Tennessee Valley, the sound of motorcycles were heard along a 50-mile stretch of roadway. It was the Trail of Tears Memorial Ride that took place this weekend, showing support for Native Americans and the memory of their ancestors who took part in that Trail of Tears 150 years ago. 15,000 riders took part in the ride that started here in Chattanooga and ended in the northern Alabama town of Waterloo. And speaking of water, I hope we get some more this week.
Yeah, well, the remnants of Hermine is bringing a little bit of relief in the way of rain. We didn't get much today, but we're seeing just some light rain falling out there right now, and the clouds kept the temperatures down, so our high temperatures were in the upper 80s for most of us. Let's go ahead and take a look at what our weather watchers had to say. Temperatures were 85 in Harrison, 87 in Red Bank, 88 in Cleveland, as well as at the airport today, a little warmer up in Dayton and Athens. You got into the low 90s due to the fact that you had a little bit more sun over there. As for our temperatures right now, well, we're at 75, and we have some light rain out there. Winds are calm, and I'll let you know all about the forecast after the break.
In tonight's health report, there's a new device that could ease the side effects from being put to sleep for surgery. Stay with News 12 Nightside, where local news comes first.
You're watching WDEF News 12 Weekend Edition.
Hi there. I'm a single bag, just out here looking for a lunch date. There are two of you. Jackpot. Can I interest you in a great deal? Sure. It's only 99 cents. Oh, nice hands. Perfect for a 99-cent grab-and-go sandwich. Deliciously crunchy fish or chicken at a great price. Just 99 cents from Long John Silver's. Okay, now, smile and say 99 cents.
With Americans changing how they eat,
What looks good for dinner?
it's no surprise innovators like Publix are changing how they market.
I want some fish.
Or that they brought in a company to help them link 400 stores.
Shipping 50 20-pound crates.
To monitor inventory so you get fresh food.
To be delivered tomorrow.
What may be news is who cooked this data network up. It was Bell South.
I'm looking for some fresh cod.
From big ideas to little dreams, we've got it in the bag.
I'll fill, you peruse the snack trough, and Rusty, check the oil. Oh, sure. I can pay at the pump or inside with a credit card or cash. Don't you ever change your oil? That's why you're here, Rusty. Well, that's cheap. I can't even make it for that. Welcome to Golden Gallon. A quart of oil, please. Well, with our frequent store program, you get a free oil change at any participating Goodyear Service Center. You know what this means. We don't need Rusty anymore. Yeah!
Where once these ancient nameplates ruled, now each of them's to come. For paradigms doth shift when something wicked this way comes. Introducing an automobile that outperforms the competition everywhere, including the bottom line, the Lexus GS, Motor Trend Import Car of the Year. See it now at Lexus of Chattanooga.
Time now for Storm Team member Dana Grace's exclusive forecast.
Well, let's first take a look at Hurricane George out in the Atlantic, and it is moving toward the northeast Caribbean. And right now, it is bearing down on the Leeward Islands down here from Dominica, and it is moving all the way into the Caribbean islands, moving toward the Puerto Rico tomorrow. So this is going to be the case tomorrow. Hurricane warnings are in effect for the Leeward Islands all the way up into Puerto Rico, which means hurricane conditions are going to be in that neck of the woods within 24 hours. And then it is expected to move on off toward the north and toward the west, and we'll keep you posted as to the direction of Hurricane George. The good news is the winds are down from 150 now to 115, and it is moving west at 16 miles an hour. And around here, our morning forecast, after a little bit of rain this evening, is calling for temperatures to drop to about 71 degrees, so in the low 70s, and we will see some patchy dense fog here and there on your way to work tomorrow morning. And then once the sun comes out, we're still not going to see a whole lot of sun. We'll be under mostly cloudy conditions throughout the day, and temperatures are going to get up to around 80, 81 degrees for a high tomorrow due to all the clouds. We will see some breaks in the clouds later on in the day tomorrow. Best chance for rain will be early in the day and then through the afternoon. And we do have a chance for some isolated thunderstorms, so be aware of that as you're going to be heading out tomorrow. Want to get that rain gear out. I haven't had it out in a long time, so you're going to need to use the umbrellas tomorrow. 81's our expected high here in the city. 79, a little cooler for you down in Dalton, as well as Dayton, 79 for you. Even along the plateau, you're going to be nice and cool. Temperatures in the upper 70s for you, and a chance for rain for all of us. There's a cold front in the midsection of the country, and that's going to be pushing through by Tuesday, and that's going to be helping to bring some more showers on Tuesday morning. And here's the remnants of Tropical Depression Hermine, and it's been kicking up quite a bit of rain. Down in Florida, they have been under some very bad flooding conditions for the past several days. They've been getting quite a bit of rain down there. Thunderstorms in the southeast. Even a tornado was reported over in Mississippi today. Tore up a couple of mobile homes, but no one was injured, thankfully. Around here, though, we're just seeing some light rain moving through the area, and we're under mostly cloudy conditions, and it's going to remain that way throughout the day tomorrow. May see some heavy rains and some thunderstorms tomorrow as Hermine, or the remnants of Hermine, move into our area, keeping things unsettled. And then late Monday night into Tuesday morning, we'll see that cold front move through our area, and it's going to be bringing some big changes in the way of temperatures with our weather, some very cool air behind this cold front, so it's going to bring temperatures into the upper 70s for highs. So here's our forecast going out Tuesday night. We'll see that cold front drop all the rain to the south of us. We'll be under mostly sunny skies with cool temperatures, and the cool temperatures are going to be with us through the end of the week. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 7-day forecast, and I can show you what it's going to look like. No more of that hot summertime weather. We'll be down around 81 with some more showers, some more relief into Tuesday as well. And then look at those temperatures. Wednesday, 78 with lows getting into the mid-50s by Thursday morning and into the upper 70s to around 80 by
Well, we're
weekend.
creeping up on October. It's about time to get some temperatures like that.
Yeah, we're finally going to get them.
Thanks, Dana. Still ahead right here on Nightside. Our health report. Modern technology comes to the rescue of anyone who's ever had to undergo anesthesia. Stay tuned.
They clean them. They polish them. They lavish them with extras. Maybe the reason Dodge Ram owners take such good care of their trucks is that their trucks take such good care of them. Dodge Ram, winner of Strategic Vision's Total Quality Award 4 years running. The rules have changed.
Detergents with bleaching action. They can fade colors. But there is an alternative. Cheers with bleach alternative. It's better at protecting colors than leading regular detergents with bleaching action. And it's one strong cleaner. All color cheer with bleach alternative. Keep colors alive.
Shoney's new Better Than Ever breakfast bar. Come back to what's good.
America.
Who are these people? They know what's going on at the office, even when they're not at the office. Their employees get lots of work done, wherever they work. They're connected with their customers without losing touch with their families. They're people moving ideas with wireless voice and data packages customized just for business. From GTE Wireless, the company in the business of moving ideas. GTE Wireless.
Hi there. I'm a single bag, just out here looking for a lunch date.
Carol?
There are two of you. Jackpot. Can I interest you in a great deal?
Sure.
It's only 99 cents. Oh, nice hands. Perfect for a 99-cent grab-and-go sandwich. Deliciously crunchy fish or chicken at a great price. Just 99 cents from Long John Silver's. Okay, now, smile and say 99 cents.
If you've ever gone through surgery, you know how traumatic it can be to come out from under the anesthesia. The reason that you may not feel so hot is the high dose of anesthesia used to put you under. In tonight's health report, Ann Peterson tells us about a new device to help doctors determine the right amount to use during surgery.
A big fear that we see in patients when they come to the hospital is this whole fear of, am I going to wake up during an operation?
Rarely is an inadequate amount of anesthesia given during surgery, and it's very difficult to detect. But when it happens, the patient can be awake and aware of the events during surgery. To avoid this from happening, anesthesiologists have traditionally given more anesthesia than needed.
So we would be able to say a patient is getting a certain amount of gas, a certain amount of medicine through the IV, and if their heart rate was stable and their blood pressure was stable, we would essentially then make the assumption that they were unconscious.
Now there are no more assumptions. Anesthesiologist Dr. Robert Werther showed me this innovative device that helps doctors determine the exact amounts of anesthesia during surgery. The device, which looks like a Band-Aid strip with 3 electrodes, is placed on the patient's forehead and is hooked up to this monitoring system.
Basically, the machine will assign a number from 0 to 100, where 0 will be no brain activity, and 100 would be in a person who's completely awake. For a general anesthetic, we usually like to see the number below 70, and even really below 60.
Dr. Werther says the greatest benefit of the new system, less anesthesia is used, which means patients are more alert and recover faster after surgery.
The patients will feel better and they'll wake up faster. And in fact, what we've seen is that the patients are surprised at how good that they feel afterwards.
This is Ann Peterson for CBS News.
What a great sports day it was. The Oilers were busy up there. Let's find out what's going on. Here's Matt.
The Oilers in New England, a big day, week 3, looking to get back on the winning track. They're 1-1, hoping to get to 2-1. And, of course, we got to talk about that big game last night. We'll also revisit that game. It was a circus-like atmosphere at Neyland Stadium. What a win. Stay close. Sports is next.
Call return from Bell South. Just 75 cents per use. Hung up on hang-up? Dial *69 and get back the last number who called.
I need help. Hold on just a minute. Let me get Kevin.
Use 3-way calling from Bell South. Just click it, dial it, click it again.
Hello? Are you both there?
Only 75 cents per use. Get everyone together with 3-way calling.
You're going to look beautiful.
Imagine you could go back in time and actually experience Patsy Cline live, performing all her pop and country hits. Patsy, the award-winning stage show, is a dazzling recreation of her career and her music. Patsy's greatest hits are performed live on stage by Gail Bliss in a performance you'll never forget. Spend a night with Patsy at Harrah's Cherokee Casino, October 4th through the 9th. Call 1-800-HARRAHS for information. Don't miss it.
What if I want to drive as fast as I can?
But I don't want to act my age.
What if instead of growing older,
We just want to keep growing.
Whatever the future holds for you, you can rest assured there's a healthcare organization looking forward to tomorrow as much as you are.
what if I plan on living another 75 years?
What if you didn't have to worry about healthcare? Blue Cross Blue Shield.
There's a city that was a town, but there's still a place folks gather around.
At Shoney's, we've decided to stir things up. We know how much you love our chicken stir fry. Savory chicken blended with fresh mushrooms, peppers, and more. That's why we've just created our new shrimp or vegetable stir fries, each served over rice with an egg roll. So come see what we've got stirring at Shoney's. Shoney's, come back to what's good.
All right, perhaps the greatest sports streak of all time came to a halt tonight. Cal Ripken Jr. has decided to end his consecutive game streak at 2,632 games. Now, Ripken sat out tonight's Baltimore game against the Yankees. It was his decision. He was not injured. He just said the time felt right. Welcome back, everyone. We start things off on the track with the NASCAR circuit, and they call Dover International Speedway the Monster Mile. who would slay the beast today. Well, let's take a look. See, Mark Martin began the day out front, and you know what? That is exactly where he finished the day, out front. Martin dominates the MBNA 400, leading 380 laps to claim his 28th career Winston Cup checkered flag.
The car was incredible. I mean, I don't know if I've ever driven a Busch car and beat the field that bad. I tell you, it was just a lot of fun.
The Chevrolet was running strong today. It just wasn't enough to beat that number 6 car.
Close but no cigar for Gordon. He finishes second. There is the average speed, 113 miles an hour. Mayfield is in third, Bobby Labonte fourth, and Rusty Wallace rounds out your top 5. Turning to the NFL now, after scoring just 7 points in last week's home opener loss to the Chargers, the Oilers look to turn things around on the road against a much tougher New England team today. We pick up the action in the third quarter. Score tied 6-6 when Steve McNair dumps off to Eddie George, and number 27 takes it the distance. 23 yards, 13-6 Oilers lead. Now the Patriots come back in the fourth quarter, down 16-13 now. Drew Bledsoe hits Terry Glenn on the quick slant pattern, and Glenn does the rest. 51 yards. New England takes the lead, 20-16. On the Oilers' very next play from scrimmage, disaster strikes. McNair throws a tight spiral to the wrong guy. Malloy picks it off. He scores. A close game turns out to be a blowout in the end. Patriots win it 27-16.
You know, this one hurt, guys, I'd have to tell you. But we just got to fight back. We got to fight back and come back next week.
We're in a little hole now. We've got to dig ourselves out. But this team is capable of winning a lot of games, provided that at the end of close ball games, they learn how to make a play when you need to.
Could not make those plays, but Eddie George did finish with 100 yards rushing, 27-16 final score. Bad day for Peyton Manning. 2 interceptions in this loss to the Jets. Not much better for Ryan Leaf. 5 turnovers for the rookie. The Jags all over the Ravens by 2 touchdowns. The Packers beat the Bengals by a single touchdown, and the Rams nipped the Buffalo Bills 34-33. Now, as we speak, the undefeated matchup between Miami and Pittsburgh. Well, this turned out to be a blowout in favor of the Dolphins. Cordell Stewart throws 3 INTs, including this one right here to Zach Thomas. Dolphins win 27-zip. It's the first time Pittsburgh's been shut out since 1993. Broncos versus Raiders now. And the story in this one was the play of Denver's backup QB, Bubby Brisker. John Elway left the game in the second quarter after re-injuring his hamstring. But Bubby came through in the clutch. All business today for the Super Bowl champ. He throws 2 touchdowns. Broncos win 34-17. More scores in the Central Division. Vikings beat the Lions 29-6. The Bucs score 27 unanswered points in the second half to win against the Bears. Redskins fall to the Seahawks. And the Cardinals and Eagles score all 20 of their points in the fourth quarter. Eagles now perhaps the worst team in the NFL. Meanwhile, back here in Tennessee, 24 hours removed from UT's huge win over Florida, the Vols are still walking on football's version of Cloud 9. By now, you know this one ended in dramatic fashion. It took overtime to decide the outcome, and that is a soundbite. Let's go to the video, if you please. No video? Where are we going to go? You want to go to the video? I hear it, and now I see it. By now, you know that this was a big-time dramatic win for the Vols in overtime. Jeff Hall with the 41-yard field goal right there. And the Gators missed their opportunity wide left, and check out pandemonium. Chaos ensues. 100,000-plus fans all over the field right there at Neyland Stadium. What a sight. The Gator jinx is finally snapped. And let's take a look at that top 5. Ohio State is number 1. Tennessee, as you see, moves up to 4 from 6th place. Nebraska 2, UCLA 3. Kansas State number 5. And the Gators fall all the way down to number 8. Now, with all this talk of NFL and college football, it's easy to almost miss the fact that Atlanta Braves have won 100 games in back-to-back seasons. Would they win 101 today? Well, let's take a look, if you will. Go ahead and chalk up another W for the Bravos. Atlanta nickel and dimed its way today against the Diamondbacks. Despite not hitting a single run, they still managed to put up 10 big runs en route to a 10-zip win over Arizona. Now, rookie Bruce Chen notches his second career win, and Arizona batters set a National League record in this one. They've struck out more than any other NL team this season, 1,207 times.
A 2-1 pitch. There it goes! See you later! 65!
Yes, indeed, he is at it again. Big Mac strikes another one, number 65 for him. He is now 2 big bombs ahead of Sammy Sosa. And that's a look at sports. And what about Cal Ripken? Ends that streak tonight.
I can't believe he just sat down.
He just sat down.
Why that particular number?
I don't know. Caught us all by surprise.
He did, indeed. All right, we'll be back in just a minute with a final look at your work week weather. But first, here's a look at tonight's winning Georgia lottery numbers.
First, to take a name which most people can't pronounce. Slotkis is one of the best sandwiches that's ever been created.
It's a pretty weird name, though.
I say Slotkis.
Big thing, big sandwich.
Buns is my kind of thing. Slotkis.
They made it up.
It is a beautiful sandwich, a work of art.
All for me. Mine. That is a bun.
I'm really hungry. I could eat it.
Tantalizing.
If you want big bun, come on and run to Slotkis.
There's a reason why the best-selling cars and trucks in America are Fords. There's a reason why Ford's maintained this leadership position for up to 12 straight years. The reason? Your local Ford dealer. These are the final days of Ford's factory-authorized clearance. Get 0-9 financing and 1,000 cash back on 98 Taurus, Contour, ZX2, Escort, and Ranger. 0-9 and 1,000 cash. That's the reason you should see your local Ford dealer. The final days of Ford's factory-authorized clearance. Hurry.
All right, a change in the weather coming up, Dana.
Yeah, well, there's going to be some rain around tonight and into tomorrow. Let's take a quick peek at pinpoint radar, and there's some strong storms over in Marion County, a little bit off to the northwest of us. But this is all moving in a northeasterly fashion, and we're expecting some more rain around Chattanooga in the morning, and then it's going to taper off Tuesday night, and we're going to have some nice, cool fall-like temperatures here later in the week.
All right, Dana, thanks. That's all of our time for right now. Thanks for joining us for News 12 Nightside. Have a good night.
You are watching WDEF News 12 Chattanooga.
On this, Save Our Streets, missing children.
One day I came home from work and they were gone.
Kidnapped by the last person you'd ever suspect.
Please, Catherine, tell Daddy you want to come home.
Also, hate mongers on the move.
They have said to me, we will purify the Northwest and create an alien homeland.
A town rises up against racism. Then, how to fight back against hate.
We're committed to it not happening in our town.
The documentary film that's become a virtual Bible for communities targeted by hate groups. All that on this edition of Save Our Streets.
Imagine your beautiful baby. The pride and joy of your life is suddenly snatched away from you. Then imagine that the abductor is your husband.
You have to tell Daddy I want my mommy. Please, Catherine, tell Daddy you want to come home.
Catherine Kaner, age 12, abducted by her father on May 9, 1998. Catherine Kaner has brain cancer.
We're on a timeline for her medical condition.
If Catherine doesn't receive her proper medical care, Catherine will die.
Stephanie Chen Welch, age 3, abducted by her father on May 28, 1992.
He wasn't from this country, so he had that option of leaving and taking her, making it hard for me to get her back. And one day I came home and from work and they were gone.
Some of our cases have gone on for 12, 13, 14 years.
Rachel Fagan, age 2, Lisa Fagan, age 5, abducted by their father on October 25th, 1979.
They have a distorted sense of love for this child.
Each year, 354,000 children are abducted by parents involved in bitter divorces and separations. Up to 30% of these kidnapped kids are never seen by the custodial parent again.
Often there's this piece of wanting to get even and using the child as a vehicle to get even with the other parent.
Ann Kangas is a social worker with the Vanished Children's Alliance, a non-profit group dedicated to helping parents find their missing and abducted children.
These are going out to the DMV offices.
Parents abduct when they're feeling helpless and angry, and there's also a sense of entitlement. I'm sort of above the law. I can really take things into my own hands.
The Fagan girls were found on April 16, 1998, 19 years after Lisa and Rachel were taken away from their mother. Arrested on 2 counts of kidnapping and crossing state lines, Stephen Fagan claims he's merely protecting his daughters from their troubled mother.
We've seen, the high 90 percentile of our cases of parental abduction be perpetrated out of anger, out of rage, out of the need to get back at the custodial parent, and none